In this session, we're going to learn how to create and initialize a list in Scala. Scala is actually a immutable sequence of objects with the same type, and this is how we define it. So here we define a Scala student, a reference to this list from the type val equal list keyword, and then we pass the parameters that we want, and they should be all with the same type. The only difference between Scala Scala list and Java list is a Scala list is immutable, whereas the Java list is mutable. So let's see another example. I have Scala student 2, and I'm defining this list of two students' name. If you want to concatenate two lists together, you can use this method. That's the name of the method. I don't know what's the name of the method, so it's maybe something like colon. But basically, you can concatenate two Scala list using this. And because it's immutable, we need to define a new list that contains these two lists together. And there's also another cool method that they call it cons, like this. If you want to add something new to your list, you can actually use this method. Let's say I want to add Miguel to the Scala student list. So the syntax is the element that I want to add, the cons, and then I add the list I have. But I also have to define a new list for that. If you want to define a new input list, empty list, you can just use nil. It means you initialize your list and the list is empty. We can have a quick look in IntelliJ and see how this is all done. So basically, it's the same thing. I define a list of 3 elements of a string, and I call it Scala student 1, Scala student 2, it's Miguel and Mark. And then I can add these two lists together using this method, which is super cool. And if you look, I have a definition, this method that accepts list and returns a final list. Basically, this list, what it does, it says if the list is empty, return the first list you had. If not, return this, and then you can also prepend to list, which is really cool. Or if you want to add a new element to the list, you can use cons. This is also a method which is returning a list. And if you want to have an empty list, so if you look at this, nil is actually from the Scala collection immutable nil, it means empties. Actually, these are a bunch of really cool operations that we have, which are basically the methods that we can use on Scala collections that we're going to talk about it later. So this is what we have. I can also, I think we're going to see in the next session, I'm going to teach you how to use for each and how to get the element of the list. So this is, for now, super easy, straightforward, also cool how we can add element and use list in Scala. Thank you.